Welcome into the Cactus Golf Podcast, episode number 80. We are recording on April 17th. We are approaching another designated event for the RBC Heritage, but we got not a full show, but a good show here with a recap of the Masters and a little news and note here, and then we'll have the preview for this week's RBC Heritage that I mentioned, and then some betting corner.
Perfect. So you didn't prepare to recap or preview the second tournament this weekend then either. I didn't because there's two this weekend. It's a small one again.
There's a small. There's
I forget the name.
Yeah, the second one. I think it's the next couple weekends. There's a second tournament. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I didn't prepare, so
no.
I prepared for the big one.
No, yeah, we got a designated event. We'll dedicate some time to that, and then obviously the review of the Masters. We got you. You didn't plan to do the LPGA first major of the LPGA?
No, I didn't do that one either.
You didn't do that one? Come on now. All right, well, let's get into that. Like I said, the real topics we want to get into here. So the news and notes. It was really like I mentioned. The LPG actually that was the only thing I have here. So Nelly Korda going for 5 in a row.
Yeah,
she's going for 5 in a row, 5 tournaments in a row at the first major of the LPGA season. Does she do it?
Statistically, how do you look at that? You can look at it two different ways. Statistically,
it's not going to happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can look at it two different ways. Like, she's probably the betting favorite. So
well,
statistically, she is the betting favorite to do it. But statistically, to go 5 in a row is like crazy.
Right.
So no, I don't think she does.
No, yeah.
I hope she does. That'd
be cool. Yeah.
But,
so I mentioned the last person to win 4 in a row also won 5 in a row.
Really?
Erika Sorenstam, and she did it at the major. So like they're kind of following to his path, so she could.
That's kind of cool.
Follow that up, repeat that kind of feat. That's kind of crazy that happened, and it's crazy that it could potentially happen again here. So we'll be tuning in next week to see what she does. So that's the only kind of quick little note thing I kind of wanted to cover. Do you have anything?
There was rumors flying early this week.
Oh yeah,
that Rory was going to LIV. But on the press conference, I believe Tuesday, the 16th, he squashed them pretty quick, and said that he will be playing here for the rest of he'll be playing on the PGA Tour for the rest of his career, were his exact words. So I don't know. I think that the supposed contract was $850 million, which is absolutely absurd.
Because what was wrong? 500.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Or was it 7?
No, I don't think it was that
5?
much. I almost want to say it was like 3.
No, it was more than that. I think it was 5.
I want to. For some reason, 350 is in my head right now.
I think it was 5.
It was somewhere in that range. But now there's rumors again that it's Hovland going. So
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It would be interesting if we saw Hovland.
He's been pretty critical of the PGA.
Well, that's
and
what
Jay Monahan.
That's what has been like adding to the rumors is that he's been very vocal recently about the leadership of the PGA with Jay Monahan and just this whole merger. That's like what's happening with it, what's going on. So that doesn't help his case of that he's going. So we'll see. I don't know. If I had to guess, how much do you think they would offer him, Victor
Hovland? I mean, he just won the Tour Championship. He hasn't
playing
won a major
this year. Not bad, but not playing as great. But still, yeah, won the PGA.
He won the Tour Championship last year. Not playing well this year, though. He pulled out of the RBC Heritage this week. He hasn't played a lot because he's trying to fix himself, but he hasn't done that quite yet. I would say in the range of Rahm, maybe 400. I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure Rahm's like 5. I would say maybe like 4.
Yeah, I think it's probably
354.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what exemptions he would have. I mean, he would be in, I think, all the majors for at least a couple years just for being in the OWGR because his Tour Championship win is going to keep him high in the OWGR for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So I think he'd be exempt probably into those majors for at least a year or two, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's won a couple times on the Tour last year. Is that just for... Is that 2 years for like the Masters, I think, and I forget what the exemptions.
The Tour Championship, I don't know what exemptions that gives you, but he'll be in the top 50 for OWGR for a little bit because it weights like the most recent stuff more currently. So I think those will hold a lot of weight for a while, and then he'll continue to earn points by playing in those majors. So I think he'll be in the top 50 for a little while. So I think he'd be okay if he decided to leave.
Yeah.
But we'll see on that. But let's get you ready to get into the review here. Let's go. So the Masters review, Scottie Scheffler. The Scottie Scheffler era rolls on. We are in the midst of a pretty great track here for Scottie. He wins going away 4 strokes ahead of second place finisher Ludvig Aberg, second player to ever win the Players and the Masters in the same year. Second player, the other one is Tiger Woods, none other.
Anytime I had ever guessed, there's ever a trivia is like, who was the one person to do like some crazy feat in golf? Is my guess is usually always Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty self-explanatory.
So Scottie now has 2 majors, both 2 green jackets in 2022 and 2024 this year. How many does he end up with? He's got 2. It's kind of like I think he's been the number 1 player in the world for 2 since I think right before he won his first green jacket. He turned into the number 1 player in the world in the WGR.
Yeah.
So he's been number 1 for a little over 2 years now, and I think it's if he didn't win this green jacket, it'd be kind of disappointing, that run. Like, he's been number 1 for a while. And he's only had 1 major championship. I mean, 2 players. That's about as good as it gets outside of majors. But it would have been kind of disappointing. I mean, 2 majors now. If he doesn't win another one this year, I think it's still kind of disappointing. Like, for how well he's playing.
He's playing
like, he left so many wins on the table last year with his putting.
Yeah.
Like,
and even this year, 2 runner-up finishes this year as well, too.
Yeah, so like, he's left a lot on the table for how well he's like striking the ball and everything else. So, I mean, he's obviously like the best player in the world right now by far. Not trying to take that away, but I think I don't want to say the pressure's on, but like to like really step up into like the next stratosphere, I think he's got to come away with at least 1 more major this year. So how many do you think he ends up with in his career?
His entire career?
He's only 27 right now. 27 years old. He's got 2.
Oh my God! This is just a random number I have to throw out there. Like, statistically, it's just so hard to pick or just to guess here. I'm gonna say 8. 8 is in my head. 8.
Oh my God!
In his career? I think it's more
Rory
than that.
has 6.
Yeah.
Or no. Rory has 4.
4.
Brooks has 5.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're both.
It's been 10 years since Rory won his last.
Correct. Yeah. I bet you can have 8 majors.
8. I'm going. If that was on a sports book, I would put my life savings on the under on that.
Really? Huh.
I would borrow money from everyone I could to put under on that.
All right, we'll have to clip this in 30 years.
I would set the over under on his career. I would set the over under at 4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
It's so hard.
Well, yeah, for sure, no doubt. I mean,
so I actually have some statistics here, just to put it in perspective. I didn't put it in my notes, but I got a screenshot here. I meant to put it in my notes, but I'll pull it up here in 1 second. So in the first 120 events of their careers of Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and Jon Rahm, who do you think has the most majors in their first 120 events out of those 3?
I would say probably Rahm.
2. Nope, he's last actually.
Rory?
Rory 4, Scheffler 2, Rahm 1. Who has the most wins in their first 120 events? Total wins.
Total wins. First 120. I'm going to say Rory again.
Rory has 13, Scheffler 9, Rahm 7.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll just go through the rest of myself here. So the most top 3s, Scheffler does have the most. Pretty close there. Most top 10s. Actually, Rahm has the most top 10s. And then top 25s, I'm going to skip that. That's not really that relevant. Most miscuts, or the least amount of miscuts was Rahm. Most winnings, that doesn't really matter because inflation and whatnot since then. But, yeah, so Rory has all 4 of his majors in his first 120 events. Hasn't won one since then. I think this kind of puts it in perspective. That's so hard. It's so... Rory's been a top 5 player in the world since then, but he still hasn't won a major since then. So I think it's just way, way harder to continue this run. It's way harder to make this like a sustained level of like not just success, but actually like putting that success towards like winning the major. So I mean, 4.5, I would set the over under at, and I would probably still take the under.
Really? I don't think. I think. I mean, think about it. You just said that you'd be upset if he doesn't win another major this year. That'd be 3.
I think he would be. He should be.
Yeah. I think I would be surprised if he does. The way he's playing currently right now, I'd be surprised if he doesn't win one more major this year. I think he's playing.
I don't know if
he's playing that well. I don't know how
but yeah, when he won this green jacket in 2022, didn't win one. He was playing just as well, probably. He had won the Players right before that, and then just couldn't quite find it. I mean, he could just as easily spiral his putting later this year.
Well, let's look at that. Let's look at because I have his first.
So okay, other than just total majors, do you think he completes the career Grand Slam? Now he's only got the one leg right now. He's got two majors. He's only got the one leg of it.
I mean, statistically, that's incredibly difficult too. But me going off of,
I also think he's just he clearly just likes Augusta. He's won it twice already, obviously, and it's 3. He's only played it 5 times. He's the he's the quickest player to win 2 green jackets outside of the person. I forget the name, but he was
Tiger Woods was the.
He's the first player. He was the quickest player to win 2 green jackets outside of the person that won it the first 2 times ever. So that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
But he in 5 starts, he's won 2 green jackets. A few people other have 6 in 6 starts.
Mm-hmm.
But he did it in 5. His other 3 finishes were all 3 top 20s. So I think he really just likes Augusta. I mean, he really just plays well there in general, obviously. Mm-hmm. So. Is he one of those players that just wins 4 green jackets but only wins maybe 1 other major? I don't know. Could be.
I don't know.
Because Brooks has 5 total majors, but I mean they're all 5 at the U.S. Open or PGA. Mm-hmm. So maybe he just that, is just not quite as fit for the other majors. Maybe
Augusta, I guess, but he played well obviously last year. I don't know. I mean, this is just based on sheer feeling. Obviously, there's nothing that we can say that's going to definitively decide the future, obviously. But I think the way that he's playing right now, I'll fall back on this statement again. The way that he's playing right now, I'll be surprised if he doesn't win one more major this year.
Yeah, I mean...
I just, even anytime I go and look at the field for... If they were comparing... They were showing a...
I will say it probably helps that the next major is only 4 weeks away.
For sure.
Continue that form.
Yeah.
A little easier to, we kind of harped on that with, with Nelly Korda playing more spread out.
A big thing of this that's about to drop in this whole dilemma is he's having a kid soon.
That's another thing I wanted to mention. Yeah, so how does that affect? And, he said that golf was going to be his 4th priority now and all this. But, I mean, is he just saying that? Is that good PR? That's what another thing I want to mention. His wife was, potentially going to go into labor here. And he's like, oh, well, if it happens, then I'm going to leave. I think he's honest in that, but also it's just a great PR move because it's I think they know, those things can happen unexpectedly. You never know when it's going to happen, but also they do have a general idea, so it's just great PR move to say, oh yeah, if she is pregnant, I'm just out of here.
It was news articles all over the place.
Yeah, I'm out of here if it happens, but I think deep down they kind of it was an outside shot if it would have happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't it was likely to happen. It's not she's 3 weeks late, It's not it was supposed to happen a month ago. Oh my gosh.
A month ago? Jesus Christ.
Well,
she's 10 weeks pregnant or 10 months pregnant.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's not so I think it was just a great PR move by them, no doubt.
No doubt. I mean, like I said, he was in every article I saw. Everything, every time I turned on the coverage, they all kept saying, is Scottie going to be leaving today if his wife goes into labor, yada, yada, yada. And then, it got to the back 9, and then one of the announcers was I think Scottie's in good hands. I think he can stay here and finish this through. I think he'll be all right. But then I started thinking, too, I was his wife wasn't there in Augusta. She was back home in Texas, where they live. So he would have to leave Augusta.
Right, that didn't make sense.
Get to his... I'm sure he probably just chartering a plane.
Yeah.
And then he has to get to that, jump on the plane, fly over back to Texas. It's not that
He's going to miss it. If by the time,
yeah.
I mean, labor takes sometimes, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours? I don't know.
Sometimes it can be super long, but sometimes it can be quick.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. So it's even if he did leave as soon as you found out, it's not like he's going to see it.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I don't know. I will say, though, when I looked at our picks this week, I did keep him out of it just in case that happened this week. As we're getting closer and closer
I didn't think about that, yeah. I didn't pick him, but I didn't think about that.
As we're getting closer and closer, I kind of got a little nervous. I don't want to, just in case he does end up backing out. But anyways, you want to dive through
Yeah, so I just wanted a couple of other things. I had a lot of notes here before the top 10, actually. So Aberg finishes runner-up in his major debut.
Yeah.
Looked like he might have been able to give him a run for a minute there on the back nine. A few people were playing pretty well, and looked like there was going to be an exciting finish. But hole 11 and 12 really kind of put a wrench in that. But Aberg looking like the man we all thought he would be.
Do you think he continues this trend? I mean, even look at him. He's 9 events in, 4 top 10s, 2 runner-ups. I mean, that's incredibly impressive too, and I mean, I would not be surprised if he wins an event this year too.
Event,
I don't think
major?
He wins. Just an event. Just an event.
I think. I think there's really good odds of that.
I don't think he wins a major this year. Personally, that's just again feel. I think he's definitely got at least an event in him this year, no doubt. Maybe this week.
Yeah, but it looks really good. He looked really composed. Didn't the spotlight didn't affect him at all. So that was really good. He was really just having a good time out there. I think I saw somewhere that he was like, somebody mentioned like he led the field and like smiles.
Oh yeah,
like that's like true. He was just having a good time out there. No pressure at all. Young buck, just having a good time. It's kind of cool to see. So Tiger as well makes the cut and made history with most made cuts in a row with 24. I see it everywhere. People saying that he finished last. I mean, he made the cut, so he technically didn't finish last, right? I don't he was like last amongst those who made the cut.
Yeah.
But I don't like saying that he was last.
That's
kind of
last makes me think of Anthony Kim.
Yeah.
He was not last.
He wasn't DFL. I don't like saying that. It kind of paints the wrong picture. But yeah, he wasn't too pretty after the weekend.
Exactly. I mean, he was 1 over, I think, or even one of the two. I forgot what it was after Friday.
I mean, he was applying like icy hot before rounds. Like his body just clearly isn't it. I think it's time to hang it up. Honestly, it's.
When is the time to hang it up? Because
he's not gonna win.
Even for viewership, like it's hard to watch him play. Because I didn't grow up watching golf, but I was talking to people this weekend that grew up watching golf and grew up with Tiger, and they're like, it's just so hard to watch him play now, and that's all that news media is posting about and showing. Tiger's always in something. He's always in DraftKings for bets. He's always featured in all this stuff. Obviously, the popular name.
He kind of feels like when I watch him, he feels like Mr. Glass. Don't break. Be careful.
Again, it's just it's so hard to watch him play now that he's he just hasn't. He's not playing the game. I want to see the players who are playing well, right? It's cool to watch Tiger every once in a while, but it's almost
And he keeps saying he's only going to play if he thinks he can win.
Yeah.
But is that just the crazy athlete mindset of you think you can win, but that's just you're kind of to be a top athlete, you kind of have to be a little insane.
Yeah.
Even though is that just his insane mind saying he can win?
I believe it.
He can't. Realistically, he can't. He's not going to pull a PGA Championship Phil.
Yeah.
Out in what was that?
20.
No, what course? It was.
Oh, dude, I don't remember now.
It's in South Carolina. I can't. Kiowa Island.
Oh,
when Phil won at Kiowa, that's just not gonna happen. It's just simply not gonna happen. I think he just needs to hang it up. It's not losing sucks.
Yeah.
He says that, everybody knows that losing sucks, and he just looked terrible. And
I think he's obviously gonna keep playing. Mostly because he has this brand right now that he's trying to promote too.
Yeah, that's true.
With Sunday Red, so I feel like he'll keep coming out. Like he said, now again he's back to the once a month thing.
Is he though?
That's what he said. That's what he came out and said, and I hope it's true because I want him to make.
That's what he wants to do.
Well, of course, I want him to make the cut at the PGA Championship so I can watch him when I'm there that Saturday because that would be kind of cool. Never seen him, but again, I'm not going to hang out with him the entire time. Just watch Tiger. I'll watch him for a few holes, and then I'm on to someone else. I don't want to just follow Tiger around. No hate to him, obviously, but it's hard to watch him right now.
Yeah, personally, I would probably just hang it up, be an ambassador, do the Ryder Cup team thing. But yeah, moving on to Rory. So Rory's quest for the career Grand Slam continues, but he may be running out of time. So he is 34 years old. It's only getting tougher out there. So with all the young guns, even though people are leaving for LIV, they're still playing the majors. Most of them are. So it's only getting tougher with more young players entering the game like Aberg. I'm gonna say right now, I don't think he gets it. Augusta is just the one he can't quite catch, and I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was kind of rooting for it, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I personally I don't think so either. Again, statistically, I don't think so either.
Yep, just running out of time. He's had a couple of good finishes there. I think what was it like 10 years ago? He was leading and then had that wayward shot on one. I forget one of those par fours there. He lost it and then kind of ruined his round. I think about a decade ago, and hasn't quite gotten there since then. But yeah, I'd say probably not going to happen. But I think he might have another major in him. But I just don't know if he has another Masters, or has a Masters in him. But another one I want to get to was JT. JT, what are you doing, man? So in 2023, just a quick recap, just because it's pretty interesting here. So in 2023, JT carded bogeys on the 3 of the last 4 holes to miss the cut at the Masters by 1 stroke. This year, Thomas, he was in great shape. He looked good, made the cut. He was at, I think, even, going into the back 9, into the final, I think, 6 holes. And possibly make a move on the weekend, make them cut and see what you can do. He went 7 over on the final 4 holes to miss the cut by 1 stroke.
That's tough.
He had double, bogey, double. He looked good, make the cut.
Tough.
He went from even to 7 over. That's my kind of scorecard.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, he was playing really well at the beginning of the year, and then, ditches his caddy and just losing form, like, quick. I don't know what's happening there with JT. It's unfortunate. It's really kind of sad because I like JT as the player, but it's just not happening.
Do you think he cards a win this year?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. Definitely not a major, but
he's not a player. He's had 2 majors in his career. And just it's been a few years since, I think. Yeah, a few years since his last major, the PGA Championship, I want to say. Just not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon, but he's still a little younger than Rory. I think he's got a chance to get it right, but we'll see. Another one here, DeChambeau. Did you see DeChambeau's 3D printed irons? Did you hear about that?
Did not, no.
Yeah, his irons were 3D printed, and they're created by Avoda, AVODA Golf. They weren't USGA approved until literally Tuesday before the Masters.
Interesting.
They got denied over the weekend, and then they got a whole new set 3D printed. The grooves, I guess, weren't correct. So they reworked the grooves, grinded them down and whatnot, and got approved literally on Tuesday. Played a practice round with him on Wednesday, and then went out and was the round
crazy.
1 leader on Thursday.
That's honestly absurd.
Yeah.
T6 finish for him.
Yeah, so it's really bizarre. Yeah, DeChambeau, it's kind of cool that he's kind of doing all these things. I never thought about clubs being 3D printed. Apparently, there was like a kind of like a curved face that you can't do when you mold clubs. So, I guess that's why they were 3D printed.
Got it.
And so apparently it helped with what's it called, the forgiveness. So if you hit it off the toe or the heel a little bit, it still goes a little straighter and just as far. Apparently, so helps with the mishits there. So that's what he was saying. So kind of interesting that they literally got approved.
What was it called again? The company?
Avoda.
AVODA.
Yeah, Avoda Golf. So I thought that was interesting. I wanted to shout that out. That's kind of cool. Just kind of pushing the limits of technology in the game. So that's kind of cool. And they worked for him for at least 1 round. Didn't do too hot outside of that 1 round. He still finished T6, but that first round was carrying most of the weight for that weekend. But yeah, it was extremely difficult conditions outside of the weather impacted round 1. It's kind of interesting that the round 1 that was impacted by weather was the lowest scoring round. I thought that was kind of interesting. I wouldn't have expected that going in, but that's how it ended up. But I'll get in the top 10 here while you kind of do your thing over there. So yeah, Scottie, like I said, finished as the winner there. Aberg 2. T3 we had Tommy Fleetwood, Max Homa, Colin Morikawa. T6 we had Cameron Smith. Kind of low-key finish there for him. Bryson DeChambeau as well. Solo 8th, we had Xander Schauffele. T9, we had Will Zalatoris, Tyrrell Hatton, and Cameron Young. We had quite a few notables here with the good field of the major, of course. So Patrick Reed was T12. Neiman, Rory, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Patrick Cantlay, they were all T22. Hideki was T38. We had Brooks and Rahm, our final pairing from last year. They both finished T48. Tony Finau, T55. Tiger, T60, was last amongst those that made the cut, like we mentioned. quite a few big names missed the cut. Kind of unbelievable how many big names missed the cut this week. Sung Jae Im, Wyndham Clark, Justin Thomas, like we mentioned, Victor Hovland, Brian Harmon, Sam Burns, Jordan Spieth, Dustin Johnson, all missed the cut. Did you see Wyndham's comments after round one?
Did not know.
You didn't?
No.
He said that. He said that he was, I think, 1 over or 2 over, I think, after the first round.
Yeah.
Which was 8 shots, I think, off of the leader DeChambeau.
Yeah.
And so he mentioned, there's 54 holes left. They only play 54 on LIV. I can go out there and be right in it. And then he ended up just shooting, I think, like 4 or 5 over the next day.
That's a tough look.
So he was trying to shoot some shade, and he kind of shot himself in the foot there.
These irons are really interesting. I'm honestly,
they're all the same length too. Do you see that?
Well, so they have an option on the site where you can do all the same length or regular,
which is what Bryson uses, the same length ones.
Yeah, but the just regular 4 through pitching wedge is
that's what DeChambeau used to. Yeah,
a little over $1,200. That's just for regular.
It's not too bad either.
Steel shafts, regular flex, and everything. But you can do different graphites and.
Are they saying those are the 3D printed too, or no?
I don't know.
Because DeChambeau had like a custom set, obviously made for him. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if they're all 3D printed. There's only 2 sets of irons they have on here, black and gray, and one's combo length and one's same. That's it. So I don't know, and one of them's on back order. So I don't know. We'll see. Could be.
But that's all I had though. Do you have any more trues or not trues about Scottie Scheffler? Are you running out?
Well, I have one more thing before I get to that. Okay. Did you see viewership was down again?
Down 20%, but those numbers apparently don't take into fact the Masters web
That's
app.
Literally my bullet point. Yeah.
So like,
and I exclusively watched.
But I watched mostly on the app, but it's not the first year of the app either. Yeah. So it's like still kind of, still down. True. I would say, unless just more people went to the app, I guess, which wouldn't be surprised. But 20%, it's kind of a lot. I don't know. They also the way they factor viewership also changes all the time. Yeah. Like sometimes they factor in it's on multiple channels at the same time, so they factor in all that. So it's
do they factor in other streaming services too besides the app?
I think. But also probably not all of them. I don't know. They change it.
Who has cable anymore?
They change it all the time for how they factor it. So it's also kind of weird. So I don't put too much into that. But it's also the Masters does a good job of putting on and allowing you to see a lot of the golf. Obviously, better than most PGA tournaments
by far.
So people who are just upset in general about watching golf. Even though it was the Masters, people were just upset about maybe the PGA, maybe you need
maybe if they
momentum going into it.
Yeah, or maybe they just didn't want to keep watching because I only watch on the app, so this could be a false statement. Maybe all the major, whatever platform was or broadcaster was recording. I wonder if they were just talking Tiger the entire time.
Well, I think the big thing is they were talking Vern Lundquist a lot because it was his final Masters, the 40th and final, and they mentioned that a lot. This is what some of the feedback I saw too.
Did you see the meme now of Tiger shaking?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good meme.
Honestly, hilarious.
That's a great one.
All right, 2 truths and a lie. You asked about that. I do have a 2 truths and a lie, but I'm going after the caddy this week.
Oh, Ted Scott.
I'm going after Ted Scott. So
I believe he's top 50 in money this year. as
Ted Scott himself?
I think he is
probably
a top 50 money.
I would believe that. But I don't talk about any of that. So, 2 truths and a lie with Ted Scott. Here we go. He taught himself to play the piano. He won the World Foosball Championship. And he actually isn't a great golfer.
I have no idea. Foosball isn't a great golfer. What was the first one?
First one was he taught himself to play piano.
That seems like it could be plausible. Foosball isn't a great golfer. I think foosball is a lie.
No, it's not. It's not. He actually won the World Foosball Championship in '94, which I did not know was a thing, but it is. He's a great golfer. He's a +4 handicap. He is a really, really good golfer. Extremely good.
You would expect that, but I don't know. It's kind of
some caddies are, I mean, obviously they're not the same skill level of who they're caddying for usually, but some of them are good. Like what's the dude's name? Who was the amateur this past week?
Shipley.
Yeah, did you see his caddy?
I was always like, I mean, he looked like a child.
He was like a college buddy that like golfed with him, and like I think he surprised him that week and was like, "Hey, I want you to caddy with me for the Masters." And then their final day, they're playing with Tiger Woods. Like, what a time to be alive, man!
Unreal.
What a time to be alive. But yeah, so Ted Scott did teach himself to play piano. He did win the World Foosball Championship in '94, and he's a solid golfer. So.
Okay. But yeah, it was a good Masters.
If Scottie wins again, I got nothing else. I'm done. I'm tapped. I'm tapped on Scottie.
But it was good. Like I enjoyed it. It was. I think I was kind of disappointed that it was so tough. I was expecting Sunday to be a little easier and have some lower scores. I think Tom Kim had the lowest score Sunday with 6 under.
Yeah.
And then I think Scottie had the next lowest round that day. So I don't mind the hard conditions, but I didn't want to see it all 4 rounds. Like that first round. You saw some lower scores at 7 and 6 under, but I was kind of expecting at least one more day of that. I think usually Saturday, like moving day, right? Like moving day, you expect people to like really like be able to shoot some low scores, like not too easy, but you know they're out there to be had, and it wasn't really that way. So I was kind of, I think it was still good. I enjoyed it, but I was kind of hoping that you know more of a chance for people to kind of go low and put some pressure and make moves, like moving days kind of implies. So, but it was good all in all, and it was kind of cool to see you know. Scottie put the jacket on Rom, and then Rom put the jacket right back on Scottie. It's kind of cool.
I had my first pimento cheese sandwich.
Really?
Yep. Never had it before.
I bought it.
That's a lie.
I bought some last year.
That's right.
Yeah.
I had my second pimento cheese
sandwich.
I
bought some of the filling, and we had some last year. Yeah.
I forgot about that. It was okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Not bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a ton of them. Kind of salty, but
yeah,
but they're good. enjoy it. Well, let's move on. Let's move on from the first major here to another designated event. No rest. No rest here on the tour.
Wicked.
No rest for the Wicked. RBC Heritage Preview. I always want to like add something to like RBC. Like I don't know why my tongue always wants to like add another letter.
Well,
like RBCT or something like that. I don't know why.
There's another RBC, but it's the Canadian Open, right? Or whatever it's called.
I don't know why I always think it's like missing something. I don't know why. It's weird.
Isn't this the same sponsor that when they dropped Dustin Johnson, he was like, "Who are these guys even?"
Yeah, I think
thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was.
But the RBC Heritage here, defending champion Matt Fitzpatrick, Harbortown Golf Links, Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, par 71, 7,213 yards, 69 player field, shortened field here. I didn't double check, but I think it's a no cut. Designated event no cut, or is it the top 50 in ties again? And within a 10-stroke lead, maybe. I didn't double check that, but 69 player field. We don't have a Hideki in the field or Victor Hovland, but other than that, basically everybody's here. If you remember last year, also Rory was fined $3 million for skipping this one after the Masters.
Yes, he was.
If you remember that, so because it was a designated event last year as well. So he'll be here this week though. Scottie will be here as of now, unless something happens with Meredith, right? Meredith Scheffler. So unless as of now, it's going to be a pretty good field. You got anything else? Did you find out?
It is no cut.
No cut? Yeah, that's what I thought. So guaranteed paydays for everybody. There you go.
$20 million purse, obviously for the signature event. Current favorite, none other than Scottie Scheffler. I saw at plus 400, followed by Xander at plus 1,000 is what I had. Like I said, just mentioned how many minutes ago. I struggled not to pick Scottie, but I went against picking Scottie just because of the sheer fact that he might be leaving this week if he has his first kid. So I went with your pick last week.
Did you peek? Oh, last week?
Yes.
Xander. Which just confirmed I should have never been on. I told myself I shouldn't. He's never going to do it. I should have listened to myself. He's never going to freaking do it. Why'd I freaking buy into it? Oh my god.
Hey, where did he finish? He was
T8, but he always does that. That's just who he is. You know?
I know.
It's not going to happen. I should have listened to myself. I'm never going to do it again. I'm never betting him to win a major. I'm never going to bet him to win a tournament. He'll win a tournament, but I'm never betting him to win a major. Definitely ever again.
All right. Well, I'm going with Xander this week. 9 events, 8 this season, 8 top 25, 7 top 10s, 1 runner up. And my prediction is Scottie is going to withdraw this week. I really am. I think, and so
we should be able to bet on that. Will Meredith go into going to labor.
What are the odds on that one? Plus 100 on
during
this
the
week?
weekend.
I don't know how many weeks until she's due, but I think I don't know. I like Xander. I like him. Again, I've heard unclutchable. I've heard so many different nicknames for him from not having a win recently. So I'm feeling it this week though.
Yeah, I like my pick. I'm going Tommy Fleetwood. Had a good charge up the board on Sunday. Finished T3.
Yep.
Had a good, that's his best finish at the Masters there, playing well. So I like his odds this week. I like him to get his first win on U.S. soil. We know he's a great player. Hasn't got that win on U.S. soil yet. He's won on the DP World Tour before. He's had great finishes at almost all the majors in his career. Just hasn't gotten to the finish line first yet. But I think he can get a good win here. His first win on U.S. soil here this week. I like that, and got good form going into it.
I like Tommy. I like Tommy a lot. He's been playing well. Obviously, besides just this past week, I wanted to see because there's another tournament before that he also played well on. He was T7 at the Valero Texas Open as well, week before the Masters. So he's been playing pretty strong right now. Another reason why I like it for his pick is it's a links course. Look at the winner last year, Matt Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
So I like he I'm sure grew up. I don't know his whole childhood history, but obviously from England, more notably more links courses over there. So I like that pick this week actually.
Yeah, I like Fleetwood. I feel good about it. So I'm gonna you'll see it in our next segment here. You ready to get into betting corner?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So last week was a good week for both of us. I went plus 203, and you went plus 70.
Yep.
What was yours?
I had two.
Okay.
But one of them. So Cam Young was top 10, but it was dead heat.
Okay.
So it was T9, so that cut a little bit. And then I had DeChambeau top 10 as well.
Got it.
Both my top 10s there.
Got it. I had three that hit. I had Scottie to win. I had Tyrrell Hatton top 10, which was a dead heat. Still paid out pretty decent. And then I had Ludvig Aberg top 10.
Yeah.
So,
the dead heat didn't kill too much because it was only 11 in the top 10. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yep. I think I ended up getting like 70% of what the payout was supposed to be. So it wasn't that bad. I agree.
That's probably our best week total by far. I mean, 5 picks of our, basically 10.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
God, by far.
Yeah.
Cumulative? By far, absolutely. I mean, we picked up...
That's 2 years in a row we've picked Masters. I had it last year, you had it this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep that trend.
Look at us.
I like it.
Look at us.
I like it.
Look at us.
Look at us. So, current standings now, I'm minus 208. You're minus 19. So, you were close to bringing it back.
I also, outside of betting corner, I had
that's
DeChambeau win round 1 leader.
That's crazy.
I know, man. Oh my gosh.
Was nice.
I was sweating bullets because Scottie was making a charge on the final 9 on Thursday, and who else finished? I think somebody Max was 6 under.
Oh, hold on, yeah.
Almost shot. It would have dead heated, I guess, if he tied it, but so it would have paid out a little less. But yeah, so good last couple of weeks betting golf for myself. And both of us, actually. So that was good. I had DeChambeau outright as well. To win by 2, though. So that was a little tough. You know what? I was thinking, the best, I was looking at all those, so there was like those props to win by 2, to win by 3, to win by 4.
Yeah.
I didn't even think to look at Scottie to win by 2 or 3 or 4. That was, I mean, obviously it happened, so hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
I should have looked at what those odds were. I mean, I bet him to win by 4 strokes was probably plus, 30 to 1, 20 to 1 maybe at least.
Yeah.
At least. Because, I mean, him to win outright was, what, 450, right?
450, yeah.
So, I bet to win by...
Adding the 4 strokes. Because it's just 4 strokes. It's not like greater than or less than.
Well, it's like
right?
4 plus.
Oh, it's 4 plus. Okay, I didn't know that.
I think, because I saw there was 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I didn't know. I thought it was just
4 exactly.
Like,
no,
yeah.
So
that'd be crazy.
You can do, like, the ladders. Because, like, I bet... Because I think I got, like, Wyndham at, like, 70 to 1 to win by 2 plus. And then DeChambeau was like at least 70, 75 to win by 2 plus. So I bet Scottie would have been like 20 to 30 to win by like 2, 3, 4 plus. Something like that. That would have been the play. Obviously, like I said, hindsight, but I didn't even think to look at that. Yeah, dang. We'll think about it next time. But I got, five here. You want to?
I got 4.
4? So. Okay, I'll go here. My first one, I'm going Shane Lowry going top 10 here for Shane. He's played well here before. Again, he's similar to Fleetwood. He likes the links courses. He's played well in Florida.
Another good pick.
Yeah, plays well in Florida. He made the cut. He made the cut this week. Didn't finish too great. I didn't have his notable finish here, I don't think, but he didn't finish too great. But he's played well here before. He likes the kind of southern climate there, and South Carolina, lives in Florida. He's played well in Florida, but not too far away. I'm going top 10 for him, plus 330. I'm going heavy 30 units on that one.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going the fan favorite of the podcast, Adam Schenk, this week.
He had a good week. He had T12, I believe.
He's had a couple good weeks, if you've noticed. Even at the Valero, he had a pretty good week.
And the T12 gets him into next year's Masters as well already, just finishing that high there.
I like the way he's been playing recently. We know he plays a lot, too. I think last year, I forgot how many tournaments he played, but it was almost every one of them. He plays all the time. But he's been playing pretty well. So I'm going to top 20 finish, plus 210. So the odds aren't that great, but 33 units. So.
Speaking of new fathers, he was a new father last year. Mm-hmm. Maybe Scottie, maybe it's a bump. Maybe instead of dragging him out, maybe it's a bump, Maybe you got another mouth to feed, diapers, maybe, he's like, oh, I need some more money.
I had a fun fact about Scottie. He's won 15 million this season alone.
Well, probably just in the last, I think I saw just in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's the 2 wins.
Yeah.
Second place,
2 second places,
and then the players was the highest payout because it's higher than even the majors. It's 25 million purse, right?
Yeah.
And then was the other one the Arnold Palmer designated event, and then Masters, which they increased their pool too. It wasn't 18 million like we mentioned on the podcast. It's actually 20 million this year.
He's got some
He's winning the right events.
He's absolutely winning
Not
the right
even
events.
Winning in general. He's winning the right events, too.
Oh, man. We know we like to be accountable.
That's why he missed that putt to lose to Jaeger. He's like, this paycheck's not even worth it. I'm just going to miss it.
Where was that tournament at, too?
I forget.
Was it a high income tax state?
Yeah, it's like...
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
It's like California.
We talked about this before. You don't win in Australia. Yeah. We know where to win and where not to win. So he obviously is listening to the show. So he's playing it smart here. Georgia, a little bit less income tax in that state, so he's doing well. Which is funny. All right, so that's my pick.
All right, my next one here, I'm going a little down the board. Here is Christian Bezuidenhout. I think I've bet on him a couple times, but I'm going for a top 10 here. Just going for an outlier here. He's got some good finishes in his last year, and he's got it within himself. It's a tough field, so I don't know. We'll see. But I like the odds for a top 10 were plus 500 for just a top 10. Shorter field, 69 players. So, good field, obviously, but shorter fields or smaller field. But, obviously, cream rises to the top with the shorter fields, though. But I'm going 20 units on that one. Just need to get hot. Get hot. Just needed something to change it up. I got some bigger names coming later, though.
Nice. My next one is Will Zalatoris. Top 10 finish, plus 260, 25 units on Will. So we know played well last week, T9 finish at the Masters. I think the tournament before he had a little bit of a rough start, but the previous tournaments to that, he's been playing pretty well since he's came back from surgery. So I like him. He's the broomstick seems to be working for him. So. I don't think we've called him old shaky hands on the this podcast yet.
No, him and Lucas Glover, they got rid of the yips with the broomstick there. Yeah.
Seems to be the case. Maybe Scotty's, that's his next move.
Akshay's got the broomstick.
Akshay does have it as well. Yeah. What's his name from the senior tour has it as well.
Longer?
Bernhard. Yes. Yeah, Bernhard, yeah.
Tore his Achilles, you see that?
I did see that. Yeah. That's tough.
Especially
at his age, too. That's a tough recovery process.
All right. I got a kind of a cool one here. My next pick.
One.
So I'm going Scottie. End round 1.
Okay.
End round 1, top 5.
Okay.
It's plus 300. I kind of like that because he's plus 400 to win.
Really?
And so he's gonna go out there, play his first round. Meredith's gonna be like, "Ayo, what's up? Come out of here!" and he's just gotta get one good round. He knows he's got to start. He's got to it's coming. It's coming. So he's going to go out there, give it his all his first round.
I believe he was coming.
What's that?
That was a pregnancy joke.
Let's not do that. It's a daughter too, so she's coming. We can say that.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
a daughter. We know it's a girl, so she's coming. So Scottie, end of round 1, top 5. That's all we need. Top 5 in round 1, plus 300. I like those odds. Just a little shorter than his outrights in general, so I like that, going 20 units there. I like that a lot.
I like it. I don't think you got my joke. I wasn't.
I did.
Okay.
I just didn't want to feed off.
You
of
twisted it. Got it.
I just didn't want to.
I was making sure. I thought you. That was pretty. All right. My third one, second to last, is going back with Aberg again. Top 5 this time, plus 300, 25 units on Ludvig. So we talked about him already in the show. Not really more that I have left to say. Besides, he's playing extremely well. Just had that the first.
He's got that dog.
Struggled with that dog in him. The PGA Tour posted on their Instagram page about who they posted about.
Oh, it was Homa, because he said he called himself a dog. Like, I know I'm a dog.
Was it
going
Homa?
into the final round? Yeah, he said that about himself.
I'm
so
honestly,
it was Homa.
Yeah, I'm honestly really impressed with social media. Yeah, no, it was Scottie. Four shot lead with 2 holes to play.
Oh, well, they did it with Homa too, I think.
Did they?
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
Because he's like, I know I'm a dog. Like, going into the final round, like, I know I can do it. Yeah,
that's hilarious. But did you watch any of like the Masters post social media on TikTok?
No.
Oh, dude, like it's like cinema. It's like watching a movie. Like, it's like a masterpiece. So they did a great their video of them introducing the gnome for this year. They do a gnome every year, is really good.
I like the drone shots they have of the holes. Those are cool. I like those because, like, the undulations you see, like, in the drones are cool. You don't really see that from the broadcast.
No, you don't.
The drone footage is really good. I like that a lot.
I think what Tiger said, this is like the second hardest course to walk besides Kapalua. I think so. Yeah, in Hawaii.
Yeah.
All right, good.
My next one, I'm going for my twofer here again. I'm going Cam Young outright plus 3,000. I'm going 8 units there, and then I'm going Lucas Glover outright 7,500, 7 units there. So my twofer again. So I'm going Cam Young played really well. It's a shorter course. He's a longer hitter, but he plays well at shorter courses. So. I think he's got a win in him somewhere. We mentioned, a month or so ago about how many like second place finishes he has and some third place finishes, even at majors. Got some good finishes under his belt. Similar to Fleetwood, man. At some point he's going to break through and get a win. And then Glover, we saw him break out last year. He's still playing really well. He had his best Masters finish of his career. He is a little bit of an older player, but he had his best Masters finish this year. He's got some of that form he had at the end of last year where he reeled off back-to-back wins going again. So. Tough field, but I think one of those events he won last year was the BMW, which was the first leg of the Tour Championship playoffs. So he's beaten them before. He's beaten the big dogs before. So I think getting this long odds there again, I like that.
Not bad. All right, my last one is a double chance. I mentioned Xander earlier, but it's also with Rory. Rory Xander, plus 500, 17 units. I like the Rory addition into there. Again, we mentioned this already. Link style course typically plays better in link style courses, so I like him. I like that little 2 for chance shot I have going on this week.
How many units?
Whatever my last amount of units was, I forget it. 17.
So why don't you do what I'm doing and just split them up on the outrights? Because you're getting way better odds.
Yeah,
that's what you should do.
Yeah, probably. I was just sticking with the...
Because, if you hit one, the payout's going to be way better. If you just split it up like 8, 17? So what's that, 9 and 8?
Yeah.
Instead, what was your odds on the double?
Plus 500.
So Rory and who else?
Xander.
Well, yeah, not quite as long, but...
Like Xander was plus 1,000, and
Rory
was plus 12, I think. Yeah. Last I saw. 11, maybe. Something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. But my last one here, I'm going with my pick. Yeah, Fleetwood. I really like him this week, man. I really do. He's plus 1,800. I'm going 15 units on him. I already mentioned, why. He's great form. I think this course will fit him well. And he's due. He's due for a win. So let's get it. what better time to do it when I'm betting on you? You know, no better time than that.
All right, fair enough. That's all I got.
That's all we got this week. I didn't check the schedule for when Liv's back next, but probably in the next couple weeks, I would imagine.
Next weekend, I believe.
Next week? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they didn't want to probably contend again with another designated event. Give their players a little bit of a rest here. I'm surprised the PGA doesn't give them a break after the Masters, but I don't know.
I was surprised at that as well.
It's the same as last year. I don't know why they chose to do that. Probably some reason, but we'll see.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's all we got this week. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Peace.